So we've got an issue here, because what I've talked to you about earlier, about DevOps, it's an ethical triple whammy. Speed is an ethical anti-pattern, as we've just discussed. And what we're doing is all about making decisions far more quickly. Microservices are unfortunately potentially an ethical anti-pattern, because by dividing up into smaller and smaller pieces, we lose our picture of the whole, and we lose our feelings of responsibility for the whole product. And finally, most importantly, scale matters. If we make a mistake and it only affects 100 people, yeah. If we make a mistake and it affects 1 billion people, that's a bit more serious. And that's the problems that are being faced by Facebook these days. So, are we doomed? Is there nothing we can do? Because, frankly, we are not about to stop going fast. We're not about to stop scaling. I'm not going to tell you to do that, because A, it's not going to happen, and B, I don't even think it should happen, because I think that as an industry, we do an awful lot of good things, but we just need to be aware. And actually, defending ethics is really just about being aware. Although I've said, oh, well, you know, humans really can't go against the group, or they can't go against authority, we don't always need to make this happen. And actually, we can use conformity and obedience to help us enforce ethics. Because it's really just about the story you tell yourself about the company you're working for. So, what we need to avoid, and unfortunately, as developers, we all have a tendency to fall into this, we need to avoid falling into the story where we are unwitting henchmen of an evil organization, and we just do what we're told, even though it's wrong. Because we're probably not. Now, for most companies, it's not actually in their best interest to behave unethically or to behave unstrategically with a lack of foresight. You'll get bad press, like Facebook. You'll have difficulty hiring, like Uber. Or you'll all go to prison, like Volkswagen. So there are reasons for doing this differently. And actually, we can resolve this. But we can't wait for it to be changed at the top. Because actually, there's tons of psychology research on this. We've learned this. You can't change the culture from the CEO. So you don't have to worry if your CEO is a bit of an asshole. You know that he won't change the culture. Because actually, it'll make no difference whatsoever what he or she does. And also, codes of ethics, they're lovely, but they go in a cupboard and they never get looked at again. They do not change the culture either. Juniors don't tend to change the culture because they don't have enough social cred, they don't have enough capital, tech capital, within the company to do that, enthusiastic as they might be. The people who change a culture are those in the middle. It is a middle-out change. Managers, senior architects generally, senior leads, tech leads, you, the people in this room, are the most effective at changing a company culture towards ethics. Because you actually have a lot more respect than you think, both from a technical and a personal perspective. And actually, you probably are quite ethical, because most of us are. You would like to have an ethical culture within your organization. Now, if there's one thing that you take away from this, I want you to take away that history is rife with soldiers who followed orders that were never given.